In the Academy Award-winning film, The Social Network, we learned a little bit about the internal fighting over the rights on Facebook or of Facebook, and it turns out that we are seeing similar situations occur in new apps and new social networking sites. Let's take a look.
The self-destructing photo-sending app Snapchat is in the hot seat. The new company is facing a Zuckerberg-ish lawsuit from Frank Brown, a college friend who claims to have started the business. With over 150 million images disappearing from the system a day, Snapchat is now $1 million service. So far, $14 million have been invested into Snapchat, the name which Brown says to have started as Peekaboo. The app allows anyone to take a photo or video, set the time limit for 10 seconds, and send it to a friend to automatically delete after being viewed. CEO Evan Spiegel's attorney has denied all allegations from Brown and plans to take the matter to court.
I mean, the idea is so simple, and people love to sext, so Snapchat is just the perfect app for anyone who wants to do that without facing the consequences of their picture ending up online anyway, or later in the future. But, I mean, I just find it hilarious that these companies get funded so $14 million? It's like the most simplistic idea in the world. What the hell am I doing with my life? Why am I here trying to inform you guys? I should be trying to create like some sort of sexting app and I'll be a millionaire. But who knows how this internal fighting will turn out. What I really want to focus on is Snapchat itself and you know, whether or not you guys use it. Let me start off with Malcolm.
I'm just thinking about you mentioning sexting, and now I'm looking forward to the YouTube comments. You're going to get a lot of people who are willing to help you out with your beta test or whatever. But actually, in watching that video, I didn't realize that comes from the Millennial Report on CNBC.
Yes.
And I think if there's one news source that millennials go to nowadays, it's got to be CNBC, right?
Totally. I'm a millennial, and I'm like addicted to CNBC.
That's their answer. That's like, so CNBC wants to get in with the young people, so they're going to have the millennial chat, and nobody is going. But anyway, so you asked me. Oh no, I do not use Snapchat personally, and that's because I have children, and most of my the messages I send, the videos I send are of my children, and I can't imagine anybody would ever want to delete that from their phones. I mean, right? No, who wouldn't want to have my kids on their? No, I'm an old fart.
Yeah, you sound like you have a super interesting life, actually.
but this is not for us. I mean, it's for your generation. This is because you're the sexting generation. That's
are we?
Yes.
Okay.
I sext, and I'm 40. I'm just saying.
Good for you.
Thank you.
I love it, Lynn. Get it. No. So do you use Snapchat?
No. Just good old words work for me.
All right. It keeps things spicy. Why not?
But do you feel like you're limited in what you can say because you know this is going on the permanent record?
Not at all.
No. You're not worried that the government's going to come in? I mean, it's not like you do work that is supposed to the government.
I'm already in all the government files, so if they want to spice up their files a little bit with my sexting, that's fine with me.
No, but the thing that I like is being open and honest about it, because if you try to present yourself as like some self-righteous person, then you're in a little bit of trouble if you're sexting, because at some point, if someone's out to get you, it will be revealed. But I think it's totally fine. I think at some point it's going to become so normal or normalized that it's not going to be a big deal if people leak this stuff.
Anthony Weiner is trying to normalize it, and he should have used Snapchat, clearly.
He's doing God's work, really.
He is. He's a pioneer in this area. Of course, all I kept thinking was it should be called Snapper Chat, because that's clearly what's going on here. And then I felt very old immediately when I read the whole thing, because I thought, I don't even know about this app. I have no idea what this is.
So I was using Snapchat, and then first of all, it's supposed to be like secretive and fun. And then it reveals who your best friend is, the person that you Snapchat the most.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Like, I don't need people to know who I'm Snapchatting, so I deleted it immediately and no longer exists.
Snapchat in general. You don't do Snapchat at all.
I don't do Snapchat anymore, but I have to say I kind of miss it because it's fun. Like this little ghost appears on your notification bar, and then you're like, ooh, who's sending me a Snapchat? And by the way, like 99% of the time, it's totally innocent. It's my friend sending me pictures of his dog. He's got a wiener dog.
Yeah.
The kids who, and I'm going to call them kids because I'm old enough to do that now, who created this, there's a legitimate point they make that normal conversation traditionally has been, once you say something, it disappears into the ether, as opposed to nowadays when everything is recorded constantly.
It's brilliant. Yeah.
And so I think it's absolutely legitimate, whether it's worth tens of millions of dollars that these fraternity brothers in their early 20s are fighting over. That's another matter. I don't know, who are these people who are giving them all this money?
I don't know, but I know that one person who is a millionaire and I admire tremendously is Alexis Ohanian. He's the co-founder of Reddit. And yeah, he founded Reddit when he was in college, and then he sold it and he became a millionaire. And that's where the real money is now. I mean, that's what you want to focus on if you're looking to get rich quick in your 20s. I mean, I'm over here grinding away. I know I'm complaining a little too much about my life, but it's kind of fascinating.
But I agree. I mean, I feel like I do like 25,000 things, just to get by, and all I need to do is really figure out the next middle-aged woman sexting app, and and I'm going to be.
You're set for life.
I'm going to be set for
A
life.
subsidiary of Anna's company,
I
whatever
could
it
do
is.
the
Chris,
millennials. I could do the Gen Xers, and
Sure.
yeah, we'll be good.
Well, what I think is interesting about this story is that the guy who's suing for the money, he was a liberal arts major and the other two were programmers, so they did all the programming, and this guy is saying that it was his idea originally, and the gist of his argument, or his defense, or whatever it is in the case, is based on a single text message that the one guy sent him saying, well, you seem to want to have, for us to give you credit for the idea, so I guess we're going to do that, that's okay. And the irony being that if they had been using Snapchat at the time, that text would disappear.
Oh, that is hilarious. That is. So, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that this guy deserves some sort of money because he originally came up with the idea?
If it was his idea, absolutely. You don't get an app without an idea. You don't get a chair without an idea of the chair. So, he needs to be respected, but it's this ephemeral thing. He didn't do the actual ones and zeros, so these guys can kind of, I guess, shove him out.
Well, it's a bunch of kids sitting around in a dorm room talking about ideas. I mean, who has their act
And
together
they're
enough?
probably smoking pot, too, by the way.
Well, then they should all be arrested. And then ruin their lives ruined. But the idea that this sort of conversations you were having about ideas in college that can result in millions and millions of dollars that you're later going to be fighting over. I mean, I could barely get to the dining hall on time when I was in college for meals.
Yeah.
And to think that there's all this at stake when they're so young, it's.
So what would you do? Do you feel that he is entitled to some of that money, and how much of that money would you give him?
Here's my ruling: is if I'm the judge, I say, listen, you have 3 months to work this out, or all the money's going to disappear.
I love that.
I don't know how, but that's my, we'll have a Snapchat solution to a Snapchat problem. Make it all go away. I don't know how you adjudicate that, but I don't think I'll be called upon to do so.
Well, I'm really curious to see what the audience thinks, so go ahead and comment below. Tell us what you guys think. Do you use Snapchat? What do you use it for? And would you give this guy some money because he came up with, or allegedly came up with, the original idea? Share your comments.